The Vienna ballroom shimmered, but Maya felt muted. The gold lights, the crystal chandeliers, the couples, it was all forced perfection. She stood alone, swirling a holiday cocktail she immediately regretted. "Let me guess," a warm voice said, cutting through the noise. "You ordered that hoping it would finally validate the holiday." Maya turned. He was instantly captivating, not trying to be, just naturally present. "Ethan, it tastes like Christmas is overcompensating," she confessed, a genuine laugh finally escaping. He leaned in, a co-conspirator. "That's Vienna. Beautiful. Expensive. Slightly dishonest." Their eyes locked, holding the silent conversation. Their shoulders brushed. Neither moved. "Relationships are like alcohol, you know?" he mused, watching the crowded room. "Some look good, some taste terrible, and a few, they just ruin you if you're not careful." Maya's gaze was direct. "And the best ones? They only work when you stop trying to force them." He was arrested by her honesty. She was instantly seen. They spoke until midnight, sharing the truths that only strangers miles from home ever dare to share. They discussed their favorite books, their biggest regrets, and the secret places in their cities they missed the most. Every word felt foundational. The countdown hit 0. Cheers erupted. Ethan lifted his glass, his eyes dark and serious, to surviving Christmas abroad, and to chemistry that makes you honest. Maya clinked his glass, to not pretending we're okay. Outside, snow began to fall, muffling the city's frantic energy. "This feels terrifyingly easy," he whispered, his hand hovering near her elbow. "Like breathing," she replied, leaning slightly toward his warmth. Beneath the street lamp, she made the offer, terrifyingly bold. "If we are still single next Christmas Eve, we meet right here. Same bar, same time. It's a bet on ourselves." His smile was slow, final, and utterly committed. Deal. A promise made under the most beautiful streetlight in the world. No numbers, no socials, no cheating. Just a shared, impossible promise. They shook hands, then hugged. A warm, intentional contact that felt like a secret foundation. As they walked away in opposite directions, both looked back simultaneously. Flicker. The connection was real, sealed by silence. The promise became Maya's anchor through 365 days of career pressure and emotional relapse. It was a secret contract that demanded she prioritize her own well-being. Her old flame, the terrible-tasting alcohol, returned, full of apologies and promises of change. He didn't change. Each disappointment drove her quietly back to the sacred deal. She found herself subconsciously judging every interaction against the effortless ease and authentic kindness of Ethan. The promise wasn't a burden. It was a shield against settling, a belief in a higher potential. She'd stand in her apartment, hovering over the search bar, typing his probable name, ready to break the no socials rule, ready to find Ethan. Just a glance, just a photo. But the promise held firm. She realized the sacrifice made the anticipation sweeter, transforming her doubt into dedication. She needed to know if the feeling was real, or just a memory she had created to survive. Instead, she wrote, not emails, not texts, letters. Confessions addressed to a man she might never see again, written in the quiet hours when she felt most exposed and least guarded. "I almost gave in to a bad habit today, but I remembered your definition of a relationship. Thank you for the ghost guidance. I hope Vienna is treating you better than I'm treating myself. I heard a song today, and for 3 minutes, I pretended we were dancing under that streetlight again. It was the only peace I've had all week. I keep trying to remember the color of your shirt that night, but all I can see is the way you looked at me when I told you about my dream job. I think I know you better than anyone I actually speak to." Ethan, across the world, achieved professional heights. Yet, success felt hollow. His long-term relationship crumbled under the weight of its own forced effort, mirroring his original observation. He knew his life needed recalibration, and Maya represented the reset button, a reminder of what felt real. He often looked at the calendar, watching the days tick down like an important countdown to sanity. He became meticulous, careful, avoiding any engagement that might disqualify him from the promise. He searched for her too. Nothing. An empty search bar felt like a cruel extension of their original pact, but also a beautiful affirmation. The connection was purely theirs. No digital shortcuts, no easy answers. It was faith. He also wrote. His letters were a private journal, tracking the moments he realized her impact, detailing his growth and his hope. "I've never kept a promise this stupid, but I wouldn't trade it. I keep checking the Vienna weather forecast, imagining you walking beneath the snow. If you are reading this someday, know this, the easiest part of my entire year was just remembering you." I had a huge win at work, and the first person I wanted to tell wasn't here. It was you. I just wanted to see if your laugh was still as genuine as I remember it. I think the silence taught me that I don't need constant communication. I just need true understanding. And somehow, in one night, you gave me that. This promise made me a better man for you. The letters kept hidden were proof of a love story that only existed in theory. A love grown stronger in silence, defined by mutual respect for an impossible rule. They weren't just waiting. They were deliberately cultivating lives worthy of the other. Christmas Eve, Vienna. 1 year later, Maya arrived early, wearing the same velvet dress, heart pounding a frantic beat against the crystal chandeliers. Every shadow seemed to be him. Every cough made her jump. She ordered the infamous cocktail, placing it on the bar untouched. Still too sweet, she took a slow breath, turning from the bar, ready to face either the greatest relief or the deepest disappointment of her year. You still don't like it? The voice was the anchor she'd been sailing toward for 365 days. The breath left her lungs in a sharp gasp. The room, the noise, the lights, it all vanished. Ethan. He walked toward her, slowly, deliberately. The distance vanished in a single, shared gaze that felt like walking into a warm home after a year in the cold. You came, she managed, her voice thick with emotion, relief washing over her in a staggering wave. So did you. I kept my end of the bargain. I had a feeling you would too. He confirmed, his voice slightly raw with emotion. I wouldn't have missed it for anything, she whispered. I was afraid you wouldn't recognize me, or that I'd imagined everything. He reached out, his hand finally closing over hers. A contact that sent a jolt of recognition through her. I've spent 365 days recognizing you in every crowded room. I could never forget the person who gave me back my honesty. They sat for hours, sharing the condensed, messy versions of their parallel year. The conversation flowed instantly, picking up exactly where it had left off, only now loaded with profound intimacy and history. They laughed at the symmetry of their struggles. I wanted to break the rules so many times, Maya confessed, her hands still linked with his, tracing the line of his knuckles. Just to hear your voice, just to know you were okay. Ethan squeezed her hand. Me too, but if we had, we would have cheapened this. This is proof of something real, Maya. Something powerful enough to survive silence. He paused, looking deeply into her eyes. Did you write anything? Maya's eyes instantly welled up. She reached into her purse and retrieved her sealed box of confessions. Simultaneously, Ethan reached into his coat pocket, pulling out his thick, ribbon-tied bundle of envelopes. I knew it, she breathed, taking his letters. The letters are all the conversations we missed, he said, his voice husky with pride. But the fact that we're here, that's the real chemistry. That night, walking through the snow-dusted streets, the old chemistry was amplified tenfold by their shared sacrifice. They walked shoulder to shoulder, holding hands, the silence between them now filled with understanding, not distance. He paused beneath the same streetlight where they had made their foolish promise. The snow was falling lightly, framing them in a soft, private glow. I don't want to wait another day, another year, or another 365 days of letters, he said, his voice low and final, pulling her to a stop. He gently cupped her face in his hands. We waited long enough. Let's start the real story now. I'm done with promises. I want commitment. You are the woman I grew up for. Maya's eyes shone with ready tears. Then stop waiting, Ethan. He leaned down, and the kiss was everything the year had been. Warm, intentional, and utterly effortless. It was a perfect, foundational moment that sealed the fate they had both silently chosen. Months passed faster than either of them expected. Their dates felt less like getting to know you interviews and more like settling into a comfortable, deeply familiar routine. They shared the letters, reading them aloud, laughing and crying over the ghost conversations that had kept them company. Their love was built on knowing each other's deepest vulnerabilities before they even had a second date. Ethan planned the cinematic proposal. 2 years after their first meeting, Christmas Eve. Back in the Vienna Square, Maya thought it was tradition. But as they walked toward the grand fountain, the entire square went silent. A massive outdoor screen flickered to life. On it, the beautiful, heartbreaking words of their private letters, the ones they had written but never sent, scrolled across the facade of an ancient building, illuminated for the world to see their secret journey. Maya stumbled, covering her mouth, shaking with emotion as she saw snippets of her deepest fears and his quiet hopes playing out in public. Ethan turned to her, his own tears shining in his eyes. "This is the moment I stopped believing in coincidence and started believing in fate. Our story isn't just about meeting. It's about choosing each other, every single day, even when we couldn't communicate." He dropped to one knee, the lights of Vienna blurring around them. "I asked you for a year of silence, but what I really asked for was proof, Maya. Proof that the right connection doesn't need effort, just trust. I don't want promises anymore. I want forever, built on the honesty we found here." He opened the ring box. "Will you marry me, my beautiful, honest stranger who became my everything?" Her choked, joyful laugh was her immediate, definite yes. The following Christmas, they didn't just meet in Vienna. They married beneath the glowing lights and falling snow, two people who proved something simple and true to the world. Some love stories don't rush. They wait for you to find yourself. And when they return, they stay forever. The 365 days promise, fulfilled. Merry Christmas and happy holidays from folktales by Siri. Do well to hit the subscribe button to see more emotional and exciting stories like this on folktales by Siri.